my darlings, I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome to my first reaction to episode 11 of Death Note. In episode 10 of Death Note, we just saw Light's father has had a stress-induced heart attack. We are seeing more of the battle of will between Light and L with the tennis match, and then L showing him the notes, and then the fourth note, which is the decoy. We also ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger, which was the records and the notes being delivered to the broadcasting station. I'm still not buying that that's Light and that it could be a copycat. I just don't think Light would do that. That just doesn't read to me as his character. As egotistical as Light is and as cocky as he is still quite subtle. He wants his actions to speak for themselves instead of broadcasting it to the world, because if he wanted everybody to know he was Kira or what Kira was doing, he would have done that already. So it feels out of place for him to do this now. I think this is going to potentially throw off the investigation a little bit from Light. Maybe Light uses this to his advantage to try and thwart L, so that L's direction is twisted towards somebody else, because we know from L's internal monologue that he's now up to 7% of believing that Light is Kira, which I think could be significantly higher than 7%, because he's going through a lot of effort to just tail Light. It seems significant considering that there were other people being investigated by Ray, but Light seems to be the only one where he's putting in this amount of effort into tailing and investigating. So I love this show so much. As much as like I don't like Light and what he does, and I'm not rooting for him, and I know people don't like me saying that, I do love the show. I love the story. I love the dynamic between the characters. I love the psychological aspect that's happening. I think the show is incredibly well written, and as I mentioned in my first ever episode, I love serial killer documentaries. I love crime documentaries. So this is up my street in terms of like the psychological dynamic. It's great. I love it. But at the same time, I don't like Light's behavior. I can admire his intelligence. I can admire the level that he's willing to go to protect himself, but at the same time, I don't have to agree with what he does on a moral and ethical standpoint. I am excited to see how this plays out. I'm excited to see what happens in this episode. We're gonna watch episode 11.
Regarding Naomi Misura's disappearance, shouldn't we open an investigation into this matter?
If we do, it should be coordinated separately from the Kira case. Also, we'll have to use police sketches instead of actual photos.
We're talking about someone who's been missing for 4 months already. Chances are she's probably dead.
Something seems to be happening on Sakura TV.
In other words, all of the reporters and staff here are Kira's hostages. Aside from that, we have a professional obligation to share this message with you. I assure you that this is not a hoax, and that Sakura TV is not airing this tape for the purposes of sensationalism.
Kira's hostages? What is this?
Our audience rating should go up 60, no more like 70% after this.
He's sensationalizing it, trying to dramatize the situation to boost viewings, which is disgusting. Because they're not actually hostages. They are hamming it up to get people to watch. But they might very well end up being hostages, because if this isn't Light, Light's gonna be fucking pissed. Light is not gonna be happy about this. So they may end up being hostages. I don't know. Typical of like TV to do this. You get like trashy news broadcasts that will exaggerate headlines or exaggerate stories for clicks and views, and it really angers me. Like, it's just disgusting, especially when you're like trivializing something so serious for engagement.
The first tape we received contained a prediction regarding the time of death of 2 suspected criminals who'd recently been arrested. And as predicted, at the exact time that Kira had specified, both men died suddenly of heart attacks yesterday.
If what they're saying is true, it's clearly something that only Kira could do.
Should offer proof of his powers by predicting yet another death. Beyond that, we understand that it contains a message to all the people of the world from Kira.
This has to be another fake, don't you think?
I doubt it.
I'm pretty sure even Sakura TV wouldn't stoop that low.
And now, the video.
If this video was being aired on April 18th at exactly 5:59 p.m. as I requested, then the time now is 5:59, 47, 48, 49. Please change the channel to Taiyo TV. The news anchor Mr. Kazuhiko Hibima will die of a heart attack at exactly 6 o'clock.
What? Change it.
It can't be. How could he?
Change the channel back.
I will present you with another victim. My next target is NHN TV commentator Mr. Seiji Kumaizumi, who is scheduled to appear in a live broadcast. He too has dared to defy Kira.
Ryuzaki?
Change it to channel 24. Please change it back.
Now that you've seen proof of my powers, you should have no trouble believing that I am Kira.
Kira said that he was going to send a message to the people of the world. Stop this broadcast! We can't let him finish!
None of my contacts at the station have their phones on.
And nobody's picking up at reception either. Damn it! Ukita, I'll stop this broadcast myself if that's what it takes.
I've always thought of the police as allies, not as enemies.
Damn you, Kira.
Damn, it's locked! This is the police! Open up! Oh, you idiots!
We interrupt
Hello?
this program to bring
Damn,
you
I'm
live
still not
outside
getting through.
Sakura TV studio.
This isn't light. This isn't light. He's not stupid enough to kill someone on the task force. Yeah, no. This isn't light. This is somebody else. This isn't in line with Light's behavior that we know so far. And also killing somebody on his father's task force when he's just about to be brought on is incredibly stupid and puts him at danger, puts him at risk. That's not Light. That has to be somebody else. Which begs the question. So I think it was in episode 1, Ryuk had mentioned that Death Notes had been dropped before. That it's not the first time that Death Notes have entered the human world. And I said, well, that raises the question that there could be more than one Death Note. So there could be more than one person with a Death Note. What if there is a very slim chance that somebody else in Japan has a Death Note and is maybe idolizing Light and is using this as a way to try and throw people off from Light? Or Kira, they idolize Kira and are trying to throw people off from Kira. To kill one of the investigators without knowing their name, especially as they have fake IDs now. Not that that would stop Light, but I don't think it's Light. No, it's not. It can't be. That's just not something he would do, which means it has to... I think it's somebody who has a Death Note and also the Shinigami eyes. Because the only way they would have known his name is through the Shinigami eyes. Because he didn't reveal his ID. Light isn't stupid enough to kill someone on the task force when he knows that L is investigating him and his father's in the hospital, so he wouldn't do that to his father. So it has to be somebody else. And the only way they would be able to kill that person trying to enter would be because they have the ability to see that person's name, which we know can be done with the Shinigami eyes. This isn't Light. It's just not in character with him as we've known so far. But it does mean that it's not being sensationalized, that they are actually being held hostage.
Aizawa, look!
As you can see, someone has collapsed just outside the door. Again, we're coming to you live from the Sakura TV building.
Ukita, damn it. Kira did this.
Mr. Aizawa, where are you going?
Where do you think? I've got to go there.
You're gonna die.
Please think about this rationally.
What, you want me to just sit here and watch TV?
If this truly is the work of Kira, you'll just meet the same fate if you go there.
You told us that Kira couldn't kill without a name. So how could this happen?
Because it's not Kira.
Aliases and fake police IDs were worthless. What are we gonna do, El? You don't think Kira has all our names already, do you?
That's a definite possibility. Initially, I deduced that Kira needed both a name and a face to kill. But from what we've just seen, I'd say it's not entirely impossible that Kira can kill with only a face. All I know for sure is that Kira is either in that TV station or he's somewhere close by, in a place where he can watch everyone who enters the building. Perhaps he's in an...
If Kira is in the area, then isn't that why we should get down there?
For all we know, he could have just placed surveillance cameras in the area. If we rush down there unprepared, all of us will be killed.
Wasn't it you who said we'd have to risk our lives to catch Kira?
I meant what I said, but risking my life to catch Kira and doing something that I know will cost me my life are two entirely different things.
That's terrifying.
They must decide whether or not they'll help me create a better world for all of us. Please announce your decision on the 6 o'clock news in 4 days. I prepared 2 videos, one to be aired if the answer is yes, and another if the answer is no.
That must be terrifying. Oh no, his dad! No, don't be silly! Oh my god!
What the hell's going on? Hey, step out of the vehicle!
The Kira video. Show me which studio they're broadcasting it from.
My hands are tied here. If we stop this broadcast, he'll kill all of us.
Shut up! You're gonna be killed right here and now if you don't give those tapes to me.
What?
He's gonna have
Come
another
on, what the
fucking
hell do you
heart
think you're
attack if he
doing?
carries on!
This is crazy!
Oh god, what if his dad dies in this episode?
I want every single copy you have, and don't make me ask you again.
I got it. I'll give him to you. No problem. Just please stop waving that gun around. You're acting like a madman.
So we're not alone. There are still other officers out there who are willing to stand up to Kira.
Mrs. L, there's something I need you to do for me. There may be police officers who will see this broadcast and feel moved to take action in the name of justice.
Hold him
Don't
off.
take control of this situation quickly, there will be a disaster.
But technically,
Hold
we're
him
not
off.
supposed to be involved in this case.
2 police officers have just collapsed on the sidewalk. I think we may be in danger. We're moving away from the scene.
I understand, Elle. I see your point now.
Hold him
Tell me
off.
what I should do.
Tell him to not engage.
So, you're the one driving the police van.
That's right. I couldn't just sit and watch. I've confiscated all of the tapes. I'm bringing them to you.
But what about your condition? Are you all right?
I'm feeling just fine. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever felt more alive.
Please hold the line for a second. Deputy Director Kitamura, it was Chief Yagami who just drove into the building. Are your preparations complete?
It's done, as you requested.
Mr. Yagami, listen carefully. In exactly 5 minutes, I want you to come out the front entrance.
You want me to exit through the front entrance?
What if his dad does end up dying, but it's not Light that kills him? What if it's this other person? Because this isn't Light. This isn't Light.
Make sure there are no gaps. Do not reveal your faces. We know that Kira is not in the building. He is outside.
Thank you. I'll drive myself.
I understand.
There's a very good chance that Kira is still in the vicinity of the station. As you move out, proceed with caution. You are not to remove your helmets.
There you have it. The police refuse to cooperate with Kira. Instead, they are preparing to fight. And, as much as I fear for my own life in saying so, this is right. And it must be done. Kira has become a threat to our very constitution. And as citizens, we must fight back. I am NHN's Golden News anchor, Koki Tanakabara.
Whoever's done this has made things 10 times worse for Light.
Ryuzaki, I apologize for taking matters into my own hands.
I can't thank you enough.
I think I'd better rest for a minute.
Yeah. You did too much.
Mr. Yagami, this won't go to waste. The postmark is from Osaka. But Kira can control his victims before they die, so he could have delivered it from Osaka without going there himself.
Well, what do you make of these?
They were definitely interesting. If the police had said yes and agreed to cooperate with Kira, tape number 3 was supposed to be aired. Tape 4 if the answer was no. Tape 3 covers the terms of cooperation. Put simply, he's requesting that we broadcast the names of more criminals. He seems particularly interested in those who have assaulted others or those who have somehow hurt or taken advantage of the weak and defenseless. Of course, Kira would play the role of judge in all of this. Furthermore, as proof that the police are willing to cooperate, he wants police officials and L to appear on TV to make a public announcement that we plan to cooperate with him.
So what about the content of the 4th video if we were to answer no?
The wording was different, but he more or less says the same thing. Mr. Yagami, it should go without saying that the answer is no. Please have someone take tape number 4 over to Sakura TV and authorize them to broadcast it.
It's clear that the police wish to oppose me. This will not go unpunished. So, I'll start by taking the life of either the Director General of the NPA or the detective known as L, who is currently leading the investigation against me. The Director General, or L, who will pay the price for your refusal to cooperate in the creation of a peaceful world. You have 4 days to decide.
It looks like I've even got God on my side now. Well, I suppose it's actually a god of death. Seems like it. It would appear that another Shinigami has come to the human world, and somehow that Shinigami's death note has fallen into the hands of someone who agrees with Kira, and this person most likely has the Shinigami eyes, which makes him very deadly. His power to kill surpasses even mine.
I knew it!
However,
I knew it!
I can't forgive this imposter for the way he's tarnishing Kira's image with these senseless killings. Therefore, what needs to happen very soon is for me to join the task force. It'll allow me to keep track of L and this fake Kira.
I knew it wasn't light because it's out of character for him.
I'm afraid it's as you thought. Several of our member countries have weighed in, and it seems they are in favor of having the real L appear on TV.
After all this, it would really annoy me. If I'm killed by the first person to jump on the Kira bandwagon.
Ryuzaki, what do you mean by that?
That there's a strong possibility that this Kira's a fake. No, we should think of him more as a second Kira.
A second Kira? If you had to put a number on it, what's the probability of a second Kira?
This time I'd say it's more than 70%. I really don't like the way he operates. It's not like Kira.
Not like him?
In the past, he has traditionally avoided killing innocent people, with the exception of those who were trying to catch him.
If you want my son to join the task force, does this mean you no longer suspect him?
No.
I can't say that he's been completely cleared, but his deductive abilities would be invaluable to us right now.
So that's what it means. If my son wants to cooperate with you, then I have no reason to prevent it.
I appreciate that. Please don't tell him that we think this latest Kira might be a fake. I don't want him to know that yet. We want to make it appear to him that we're still chasing the same Kira.
Misa, I gave that death note to you, so why not use it for yourself?
I am using it for myself because I believe in what Kira is doing. I want to know what kind of person Kira is. I want to meet him and talk to him. That's the only reason I sent all those videos to that TV station.
It's not a boy.
I had to find some way to make Kira notice me.
It's a girl.
And I'd say that probably got his attention. Don't you think?
It's a dangerous game you're playing. There's a chance you could be killed. Do you understand?
It's all right. I'm sure that Kira is kind to those with pure hearts. And if it came down to that, I'm still stronger than he is. Because I have the eyes.
I love that they all presumed that it was a guy. Even I was a bit like, it's a guy. No, it's a girl. She sounds infatuated with Kira. So that's probably where she's coming from of A, she agrees with what he's doing. But B is also maybe idolizing him a little too much. The Shinigami is interesting. She said, I gave that death note to you, meaning she gave it to Misa. She didn't find it, it was given. Whereas Light found it. Ryuk dropped it, Light found it. Whereas she specifically says, I gave it to you, which I didn't know was a possibility. So it's almost as if the Shinigami chose Misa for a reason, and that Misa wasn't using the Death Note until now, or had been using it, but then used it for what she needed it for, and then didn't use it, and is now using it for Kira. Because she must have used it at some point because she has the Shinigami eyes, and it's such an extreme measure that I don't think she would have taken the eyes just for Kira's sake. Ooh, this is interesting. This is... Damn, okay. I knew it wasn't Light because, again, it's just not how Light operates. So I think it was very obvious from the get-go, this is not Light. This isn't how he behaves. This is not how he operates. But damn. Especially because now Light's going to go on to the case. He's not going to know that... Well, he knows that there's somebody else. But L wants to keep him in the dark. But he already knows because he is Kira. I guess that's L's way of finding out if Light is Kira, because there would be no way for Light to deduce that this was the second person without putting himself at risk. Oh, the show is so good. So good. I was a bit worried about his father, and it was interesting to see that the police weren't actually called off. They were tasked with helping Light's dad get out of the building, and they were hiding their faces, so it was like the riot squad. So that was really cool to see. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to play out, but I thought he was more trying to stop the police showing up, but I guess in a way he also did, because he's told them to like cover their faces because they need a face. This is exciting. Wonder what happens when Light meets this Kira. Light is very manipulative, and she seems like she would idolize him, and because she has the Shinigami eyes, I'm concerned that Light is going to use her for his own gain. Wasn't expecting a girl though. This is, oh, I can't wait. This is so exciting. What a show. The twists and turns. So like some things I'm very good at guessing, and other things I'm like, okay, didn't see that coming. But I apparently kind of did, because in episode 1 I was like, oh well, that infers that there's more than one Death Note. But what are the chances that there'll be more than one Death Note in the same region? That's the crazy thing. I'm so excited. I can't wait to watch the next episode. I am pumped. This is so good. If you enjoyed this reactor, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next episode, bye!